Our energy levels just went exponentially up. Mark Warren, John Mark Griffin are here with Warren and Griffin. Great to see you both.
Great to be here. Ain't it good to be alive and be in Tennessee? Excuse my voice.
Why?
Because yesterday at 5:30 I was doing some hooting and hollering because DGG, ever heard of DGG? Baylor running back.
Oh, yeah. He got signed to UT.
He got signed. Well, he committed to
UT.
I don't know whether being signed is he's going to he put the UT hat on yesterday. So
and Ole Miss Nation's a little upset about it.
So Ohio State is also. So we're happy to have David Gabriel George coming our way.
Yeah, I saw that. That was a big deal.
It was a big deal.
Yeah.
Big deal. Lots of prayers answered.
Good for you, UT fans.
And I'm hoarse because of it now.
That's okay. We'll accept
all
that.
Right, thank you.
So John Mark is sitting there very patiently because he's got some notes in his hand. And I need the energy you two bring because I have to tell you, this does not sound like a very exciting topic.
It does not. It does not. But we have to. It's a very important topic.
This is called the deck page?
This is the declaration page. The deck page. Everyone has one when they purchase insurance, and this really is the coverages that you have. And so just quickly we'll go over because it's really hard to understand unless you do it for a living like we do. The first coverage is Part A liability coverage, which means that if you cause an accident and you hurt somebody or hurt their vehicle,
you're liable.
You're liable, and this protects you. Under Tennessee law right now, in 1977, they passed a law where you have to have a minimum coverage of $25,000, which is not enough money, period, in this day and age.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about that a little further down the deck page as to what you need to do to protect yourself, because the liability limits have only been required to have $25,000. How that is oftentimes very, very inadequate.
Okay, I want to make sure we hit all this in the time that we have. So first of all, on the liability coverage, you're responsible for the accident. It's your fault. In this particular case, there's $300,000 of coverage or of liability coverage for each person.
This individual probably will never get sued in his life.
Okay.
This person's assets are protected. This person's house is protected because they have adequate coverage.
Okay.
Without adequate coverage, you put your assets in risk.
For $105 and change
Sure,
a month.
absolutely.
Okay. Now, on their medical coverage, that seems low to me. $10,000.
Well, no, that seems high to me.
This is actually something that we debate a lot about, whether you actually need medical payments coverage that's that high, because if you have health insurance, medical payment coverage really is not needed. It may be helpful to pay deductibles or uncovered items, but in general, having a large medical payments limit of $10,000 is fairly high. It's fairly high.
It doesn't cost too much, but it's kind of an add-on that you don't need that expense. If you have health insurance, there's really no need for $10,000 of medical coverage.
Okay, but what if it is your fault and somebody in the car with you does not have health insurance?
That's a good example why you do need that. That's a good example.
But your liability coverage will also cover that as well. You know, if you're the at-fault driver and you've injured somebody in your vehicle, then you have the liability coverage to cover you as well.
Okay, this is where I say preach it, because y'all do all the time. You have to have uninsured motorists.
Uninsured motorists, if you're hit, well, 30% of drivers on the road now don't even have insurance, okay? And probably 50% just have the minimum coverage. And if they just have the minimum coverage of $25,000, you are called underinsured.
Right.
You're underinsured. And so you have to have uninsured motorists to step in to cover your damages.
Yeah, so the way that would work, if the other person's caused the accident and they only had $25,000 worth of coverage, then they would cover the first $25,000 of those damages. Then you would have to rely on your own uninsured motorist or underinsured motorist, really the same thing, to pay that difference or to make up any difference in your damages over and above the $25,000. And that's what we're saying. You need to purchase that. It's relatively cheap compared to all other insurance.
Less than $50 a month.
And with 1 in 4 drivers or whatever it is right now, not having insurance on the road, you need it to cover yourself.
Let's define the word insurance too, right? The whole thing of insurance is you're insuring yourself against catastrophe.
Right. You know, and the $25,000 that you have to have is the floor, not the ceiling. $25,000 was set in 1977. $25,000 in 1977 is $136,000 now. I mean, and some states like North Carolina have bumped up the coverage from 25,000 to 50,000 for that reason right there.
Don't settle for the basic minimum if you don't have to.
As a matter of fact, in 2023, they increased property damage. Used to be a $15,000 minimum state law. You had to have it. But because now in 2023, today, $15,000 will not pay for a 10-year used car.
And you notice under uninsured motorist coverage, Julie, there are two types. The uninsured motorist bodily injury, that covers you for your injuries that you sustain in the event the other driver doesn't have insurance. Uninsured motorist property damage, that's going to protect your vehicle in the event the other people don't have insurance.
Okay, I have to tell y'all something because we don't have a ton of time left, and I want to get to two things quickly if I possibly can, and I might go over. On the physical damage, I think this always throws people. Do you do a $500 deductible or a $1,000 deductible? Y'all have chosen $500.
I always choose $500.
And it really depends on your personal financial situation. I mean, if you pay a bigger premium, you can get a lower deductible, and a lot of people prefer that. If you don't mind self-insuring, so to speak, for $1,000 or whatever, then it may reduce your premium some.
But not a ton. So is this a family policy or an individual? This is 2 cars?
This is 2-car policy.
Okay, so $562 bucks a month.
Really, it's not that much money to spend for the coverage. This is a great policy here.
Yeah, this is a Cadillac policy.
This is a policy where you're going to sleep well at night knowing that if you make a mistake or someone else makes a mistake, you're covered.
We encourage everybody to talk to your agent. If you don't have an agent, go find one to talk to them about coverages because it's really, really, really important.
Now you know why. And I will tell you, on July 31st, y'all love back to school. What are you doing?
Absolutely. July 31st, Chattanooga, Cleveland, and Dalton offices. Check our social media pages. Sign up for a slot because they're really filling up real fast. But come by and pick up some book bags.
Okay.
I've got one right here.
Some school supplies and stuff for the kids. So sign up for it.
And be mindful when those school bells ring. We're all used to no school crossings in the summertime. They'll be back up and running. Check out your insurance policy.
Absolutely.
Thanks for the 101.
Slow down, protect the kids. Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks, Julie.